Hello and welcome to the Walk in Love podcast. My name's TJ.
Oh, my name's TJ, and my official name is Brooke. And this episode is for the moment when you realize you want two things and they don't fit together. Weeks now. I had drinks in my hands, but it's my right hand. I got to get
I'm
my
trying to
right hand in there.
order iPhone chargers for us.
Smart.
iPad chargers. And I thought,
Right.
why not at the beginning of the podcast?
Yeah. The Walk in Love podcast is a weekly conversation. Let's see if I remember all this about rhythms,
Order
faith,
placed.
parenting, marriage, missing iPhone cords, accusing each other of where those missing iPhone cords
Oh,
are.
you want to get into it? Okay. All right.
It's a place where we laugh, sometimes cry, sometimes throw punches, but verbal punches.
Here we go. Which got the deepest
It's how do I end that?
place.
It's a place we laugh, and sometimes as
like
we
I'm-
try to find language.
I feel like I'm trying to teach someone the door pitch.
As we try to find language to live a full life.
Be like you're listening to Line Up With Your Living. You're in the right place, baby.
No, that's my line. You say baby every time. I never get to say it.
Oh, if you like you're listening to Line Up With Your Living, you're in the right place.
Baby.
Thanks for being here, folks. If you're not a member, you can become a member at walkinlove.supercast.com. It is $10 a month or $8.33 a month if you pay for the entire year. And last members episode, we recapped the gala. So, well,
We're not going to recap it now. You got to go listen.
Yeah, you
We
gotta
had
go
to get
listen
past that 15-minute trailer mark so we could really be honest.
yeah. But
Behind the paywall.
behind the paywall.
That's what I need a soundbite
Yeah.
for.
Ding.
I have two things written down right now
Okay.
that I need sound bites for. Behind the paywall. Well, that'll be number 3. We had
So we
talked.
play that like right at 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Behind the paywall. And then we had an idea to do segments about where we host interventions for things.
Oh, yeah. We're having an intervention.
Right.
Something
and
like
so
that.
we need something like that. And then I actually did have a third one. It was another segment like
Okay.
that. I'll come back to it.
As we go on, we need your help helping us determine what music goes with each segment.
what style of
music. So
Here, I'm just going to text these to you. It
in the
was
Spotify comments,
intervention
right?
segment.
Intervention, and then dash like, metal or emo.
Country.
Or, country, or even just like an artist that it could sound like. And then behind the paywall.
I do have another one. I wonder where I wrote
Me
that.
and Matt need one. Matt and I needed another one too the other day.
Oh, you know what? I bet I put it on my reminders because I talk to Siri all day long.
Yeah.
Intervention segments. Dang it. Maybe that was it.
That was it. Okay. Well, let us know what kind of musical taste. But yeah, I went to the gala. Trinity every year has a dinner
600-person dinner at a hotel.
to honor the employees that hit certain tiers and honor like the best of the best.
Yeah.
It was a good time. We talk about it on members only. So if you want to hear about that, some funny moments that Brooke and I, as we have a new phrase for ourselves.
Uh-oh.
So some would call it judgment. Like
Okay.
just
Yeah,
sitting
somewhat.
there judging people in air conditioning while my lunch is getting paid for. But it's really what I think people.
Go ahead.
I'm
You
gonna
reframe
I'm
this.
gonna
I love
toot
it.
my own horn a little bit.
Toot, toot.
Toot, toot.
Go ahead.
I think
Shout
people
out
that
you.
are very funny.
Uh-huh.
I would consider myself a funny guy.
Right. Is very like italicized or is it just like very funny?
No, just anybody who's funny.
Okay.
Let's lose very.
Or
Like,
very
because
funny.
I'll include Matt in that.
Okay. Yeah.
He's moderately
ditch
funny.
the very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dustin is texting me.
Oh.
What we are is pattern recognizers.
It's true.
And so we just recognized
But
a
I
lot
also
of,
think that that's true of, like, I feel like anybody who's really good at stand up, which
Yeah.
I am not putting us in that category at all.
I think I could do it.
I think you could. 2, I don't think I could handle being there watching you. Like, I would want to die inside, not because you're on stage. You'd be doing great. To me, it's like, I can't even watch American Idol
Right.
because I can't handle when people, when there's like this tension between audience and like, oh, it didn't land like we thought.
Right.
Anyway, Not that I think you'd be bad. I think you'd be great. But anyway, I feel like that's what really good stand-up people do, is that they just recognize patterns.
Yep.
Or they just pay attention
Yeah.
and they point things out and are funny. But yeah, we're pattern recognizers. We go into that hard in that episode.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I've got some comments to read.
go ahead.
Are we ready?
Yeah,
Clench those
sorry.
cheeks,
I'm
let's
gonna
give a
pause that text
cheer.
in
Your
there.
comments, friends, they're finally here.
All right, I am reading from episode 293. Drum roll, please. There's a bunch of comments, which are amazing. Thank you so much. I'm not going to read them all because we would be here a long time. I'm going to just pick out a few that made me chuckle. So first of all, Laura Hamilton, shout out Moms on Maui, Laura. She goes, did I read the whole transcript before listening because I was that impatient about knowing the news? Yes. I didn't even think about that. Scroll ahead on the transcript and just get your answer. Congrats, Brooke. 3 books. What a huge blessing. Can't wait to hold them in my hands. Your liturgies have truly met me when I needed them. Thank you, Lara. This one, I need a soundbite ready. But like I said, you know how my kids have flashcards for like their reading words or whatever it is they're working on right now? I need flashcards for these sound bites and what page they're on. So it's like, so the card says, wow, 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 wow. And I go, page 4, bottom left, yellow.
Yeah.
Because here we go. So Elizabeth S.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm so excited. And so ready to pre-order 1 million copies for all my mama friends. If I could just pivot for a second and say,
This is a hard ask.
could you actually order 1 million copies? That'd be fantastic.
We don't even need 1 million. We just need 1,000 people to order 1,000. That's all we're looking for.
That's all I'm looking
Here's
for.
Here's what's gonna do. You order
10.
1 copy. 1 copy.
Then you get 5 of your friends to order 2 copies.
2 copies.
Then those 5 friends each order 3 copies. Who is it that circles the pyramid? Jim?
Yeah.
Who comes in and circles the thing?
Don't worry about I can't remember his name. Don't worry about.
Don't worry about so-and-so. He's doing just fine.
He drives a Corvette.
He drives a Corvette.
Calling cards. Who's using calling cards anymore?
So good. Anyway, so thankful this opportunity came up for you and can't wait to see the journey. Also writing a book that fast while momming 4 kids. You're incredible. I appreciate that. Although big shout out to the hotel I stayed at multiple times, everybody else who was watching my children, so I could actually think and gather my thoughts for an extended period of time. I mean, I did work on it at the house a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so somebody's talking about disagreeing with our strong feelings from Canada.
What was our strong feelings?
So from Canada, and I so strongly disagree with your first strong feeling, sweat emoji.
Okay.
Not having to pre-warm or scrape off my car trumps all.
Oh, well, I did caveat the
You did.
north.
The north.
I did caveat
Yeah.
the north. Yes, 100%.
I can work out with dumbbells anywhere else in my house.
100%. I truly believe that.
Which
yes.
is true. I also think you can do dumbbells anywhere in your house, but like Olympic lifting with
Very hard.
the actual
Yeah,
what's
dropping
that
the
thing
weights,
called?
yeah, the
Like,
barbell.
is a little bit weirder
Yep.
in the middle of your dining room.
And I will say that I did caveat, like I was caveating I wasn't
caveating.
I wasn't caveating. I was
Caveating.
caveating North United States. I wasn't caveating North United States
Mm-hmm.
because we own Canada. If we wanted to, we would own Canada. We just don't want to. And yeah, I'll start
The
that
Gulf
war.
of what was it renamed to? The Gulf of
Be called
America?
North,
Well, I was going to
it'd be
say
called North Montana.
right. What would they rename it to be? Oh my goodness.
We'll give you California.
Sure.
We'll just
Take it.
Just take.
Do you want to get your sister Sam out first, or
Nah,
all right?
she's fine.
She'll be great. She'll be great. She loves Northern Montana.
She'll love the People's Republic of Communist California. She'll be great. She'll love it.
People's PROCC. I don't know all that. Taylor commented and said, God is so good. Congrats, Brooke, and cheerleader TJ. So I like that you got a nice nod. Shout out you. Shout out. Oh, wait, applause. Oh,
Page 1.
Page
Page
one.
2.
page 2. No. Is it called applause?
It must be page 1.
Oh, don't throw me off like
'cause
that.
pa-
Oh, there we go.
Is
one.
page 1 also the...
Page 1 is like music bed, air horn, record
But
scratch,
page 2 is...
voice digital. Is that what all the voices?
Yeah.
I don't really need you to make a robot voice right now, but now I know where it is.
And then page 3 starts
So
our
many,
stuff.
it's just so many kind comments. I'm crying. Won't God do it? I love that. Can't wait for these. I'm already planning on who I want to buy copies for. I'd strongly advise that you do that because that will make.
And then you find, and then those people you buy
then
copies for,
write a little note
find
inside and say,
them.
please buy. It's like those real snail mail chain letters you would do.
Yeah, I just
you know?
want people to prepare that when the book is available for pre-order, I will not stop asking people to buy it. I'm going to give Brooke off the hook,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be probably obnoxious. I'm going to start messaging friends on Facebook and say, hey, you want to get coffee? I've got a great opportunity
No,
for
you
you.
are not. You won't even have a copy in your hand. You just slide the iPad
Yeah,
across.
it's already loaded to Amazon.
They
I
go
already
to put their
entered
credit
your
card away from their coffee. You're like, you can just leave that out.
Either that. We're going to need that here in a second.
We're going to need that in
10
just
copies?
a second.
The reason that pre-orders are so important though for a book is that every pre-order that someone orders ends up on week 1 of sales.
Yeah.
And week 1 of sales usually determines if you get on some sort of list. So your best chance to get on any sort of bestseller list is week 1, and all the pre-orders kind of stack up against that. So again, we know you guys are going to order it. You guys have always supported us so well, so we're really pumped, but I'm still going to ask a ton.
That's all right. You can ask a 10.
I might get out the phone. I might go knock doors.
I have 2 opportunities for you. One, your roof is terrible.
Your roof is terrible, and
Let's chat about that.
Let's save you on your electric bill, something you got to buy every day. Number 2, my wife is writing a book, so what I need you to do is go open your Amazon. Yeah, come on. You got anybody else back there? Grandma?
Send yourself the OTP code or the like whatever you need to get in.
I'm about to airdrop you an affiliate link. Making 6 cents every sale, baby.
Welcome to my search history. This is what I Googled, the answers I needed to see. What I Googled, what I needed to know. This is what I Googled.
Okay, I've got my search history open. Did we have to pause for a minute before recording and figure out how to get to our search history on the new updated phones? Yes, we did. So for me, Wednesday afternoon, now we can categorize when it was. I Googled online homeschool portfolio because I need to make a portfolio for my kids this year. And the last time I saw someone's homeschool portfolio was mine in 6th grade in 19.
What do we need that for?
Whatever, because the person who comes to our house, what are they called?
Gosh.
I know Pennsylvania's the worst.
Here's the thing. Hit me with a strong feeling.
What's it called when they come to your house and they again, they're going to be chill about it, but sorry, I don't know where strong feelings is.
It's probably on page 3.
Here we go.
Yo, we got opinions, and they're coming in hot. Love it or hate it, we say what we got. From pet peeves to things we love. Burning with the fire of 10,000 suns. Feelings.
I know that there are people who don't treat their kids well. Okay. Caveat. Northern Canada. Caveat. But the fact that someone that doesn't know me,
Yeah.
doesn't know my children,
Yeah.
wasn't elected by the people,
Okay.
is going to come into my house.
They have to have a teaching degree.
Still,
Okay.
wasn't coming to my house, my private property,
You coming into my lawn?
coming into my house and telling me
Into
how
my
to
yacht?
and telling me how to homeschool my children.
But they're not. They're not going to tell you how.
Right, but that any sort of thing like that needs to happen is insane to me
Yeah.
because
It's just Pennsylvania is one of the tightest.
right. And so those are my strong feelings because that would be like a financial advisor having to come into your house and being like, let's look at your bank statements. So that probably would actually help some people out a little bit more.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like, no, that would be crazy. If you want to sign up for our bank, we're going to send someone over. Like, I just have such a strong feeling about any sort of government entity
Right.
trying to control how I do or raise or
Yeah.
deal with family.
Yeah.
And it's it might be it might
No.
be.
I don't know if that's your strongest feeling. I think you have forgotten some of them.
It's pretty strong though.
Yeah.
Just that, like, again,
Do you think we could use AI to go listen to all of our episodes, pull out every strong feeling we've ever had?
AI doesn't have ears
Yeah, yet.
yet.
Power of yet.
Power of
Power of yet. Okay, so gotcha. What's it called? I can't think of evaluator. There it is.
Yeah.
A homeschool evaluator.
And again,
comes.
if
Listen,
you're a
like
homeschool-
Dana could come do it.
Okay.
I'm going to pick somebody
100%,
who's very
100%.
chill.
You're a homeschool
who's going to go,
evaluator.
great, this
Because
looks
anytime I
good.
ever talk about public school, I get messages.
Right. We love our students. I
Yes,
know. I'm
we
not
know.
saying you don't. But anyway,
Anyways, sorry.
I needed to figure out mine is a scrapbook from 6th grade. Like we were saving those ticket stubs from the Baltimore Aquarium and putting them
Bomb
in.
Scrapbook.
It actually is pretty
I
amazing.
could
And the
just
girls
print
love
out,
looking through
credit card charges.
it. We went to the aquarium. It's just like a highlighted sheet of everything we spent money on. Anyway, I was trying to see if there was some like really fun app I could use.
Okay.
There's not. Sidebar. There is not. At least not that I found easily. It was like you could use, and it listed like, I don't know. It wasn't Canva, but it was stuff like that where it's
Right.
like you could just use something digital. I wanted something that was going to like walk me through and anyway, not the point. Didn't find anything. I Googled some kitchen tile. I sort of found what I needed.
You going into that or no?
Fishwife tuna in spicy olive oil review. How spicy is spicy? So
Fishwife?
Fishwife is the name of the brand.
Okay.
Fishwife tuna. And it's
Weird. I also searched for fishwife, but
what is a fishwife? A broad who sells fish.
hey, I sell fish down by the docks.
Tanya is selling some fish. She's slinging fish. The tuna was delicious. Anyway, I saw that it was now at Costco in a 3-pack, and I wanted
Okay.
to get it, but it said packed in spicy olive oil, which both sounded delicious, and
Sounds
also I was
awesome.
like,
Have
yikes.
we eaten that yet?
I ate some last night, and it was bomb. It's not
diggity.
spicy.
Okay.
It has like a heat
I-
to it, but I
Here's
would
another
not
strong
define it
feeling I
as
have.
spicy.
Here's my second strong feeling. The word spicy is used to
But how else are they supposed to say?
loosey goosey. We're just throwing out the word spicy.
It
and
had
hot.
cayenne pepper in it. It had all
Still,
sorts of stuff. But
because on our way back from the gala, members only, behind the paywall, bom, bom, bom.
no, that is not a troll. Is not what we're using for behind the paywall. Oh my
We
word.
stopped and bought Brooke some pants, and we ate at what was the place that we ate?
I'm wearing a pair.
Oh, nice.
I can't get my legs up. I just sat on my foot.
Where do we eat?
Sweet Greens.
Sweet Greens in the King of Prussia Mall. King of Prussia. And I got a hot honey protein bowl.
Yeah,
There
like a
was
Nashville chicken.
Literally nothing hot about it.
Right.
And so I just
Real Nashville chicken is hot.
very hot.
Like
And I respect the
V
game.
hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll have some here in a week. But what I don't like is just how flippantly we're throwing around the word spicy and hot
Okay.
and stuff like that because
Here's the thing. I think because of what I did is I stuck my finger just in the oil last night before I ate some. If I had a bottle of that I was drizzling on things, I do think I would say that's a spicy olive oil. That's a spicy olive oil.
if you're going to say it right.
Sorry. Okay.
Am I going or
Thursday,
is this
March
just you?
19th. What is a sun child versus a moon child?
Okay.
So obviously we were recording. Why isn't my computer audio playing? Obviously we were recording. Kalshi. Prediction for market trading?
Oh, I signed you up to try to win $1 billion with the perfect bracket.
I didn't. I did not
Spoiler
have
alert, no one did.
Oh. Define rankle. RANKLE.
That's when you're ranking ankles. Obviously.
It's like the Kalshi for ankles.
Ankle
Rankle. No.
finder.
Real word. Bleh. Real word in June's reading book the other day. And they threw it in there like we
Rankle.
all knew what it was.
Like that would be like something is rankled would be like something's like not wrinkled, but like it's in distress.
Something or someone.
Like an animal. An animal is in distress. Definition.
An animal in distress.
Yeah.
Rankle. Close, but not quite. Rankle. RANKLE. Rankle is a verb meaning to cause persistent, long-lasting irritation, resentment, or bitterness in someone. It describes a feeling that festers or continues to cause pain, often used when an insult or unfair situation remains annoying over time. He was rankled over the situation.
Sounds like my first wife, am I right?
What? Oh, now I'm not in my history
Okay.
anymore.
Should I go?
Go ahead.
Okay. I Googled on Wednesday afternoon the Hail Mary movie. Folks, listen to me for a second.
Okay.
Listen to TJ.
Okay.
This segment's called Listen to TJ. Bum, 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 bum.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
Most movies are terrible. Most
Movies now.
are sequels or prequels or midquels or reboots or refreshes or remixes.
Sure.
So it's very rare that a movie comes along that
You're
is like,
rankled about it.
I'm rankled about it. It's very rare that a movie comes along that's just like an original idea. I mean, granted, this is based on a book, but it is an original.
I feel like, well, that's where most original stories go now. To
original
a book.
And we need to go see it because it was fantastic. It was.
We need to support.
We need to support it. It needs to do well so that Hollywood people make. Although their whole industry is going to go under because of the power of AI, which is fine with me.
AI getting ears, man.
Yeah, I just need to get
Stunzo.
ears. But man, it was so good. Beautifully shot, really well edited, well directed. The cinematography was great. The lighting was fantastic. The music was good. It actually had a story and a protagonist that you enjoyed and liked with a nice, it was just good. The stakes were high, like all of it. So go see it. Highly recommend. I actually think June could handle it. I don't think Sunny could handle it. It does have sort of like some intense scenes, but June and I have watched some like bigger kid movies. So like I think if you had like an 11-year-old or a 10-year-old, 12-year-old.
Also depends on what that kid has seen.
Yeah, like someone
and their
messaged me and was
scale
like, my
of-
kid
of,
has seen
like-
Jurassic Park. Do you think they could handle this? I was like, yes, I think so.
Right. Yeah.
I watched a man get eaten off a toilet.
Right.
But yeah, it was so good. Really, really fantastic movie. So that's what I Googled because I was
love it.
posting it to my Instagram to give it a shout out.
Nice.
All right. Am I still going?
Sure.
Okay. Henry Rose, which is I'm a cologne guy now.
Wow. I think we
So-
talked about this.
I don't think I've ever talked about this.
Really? I feel like I remember saying you don't smell like anything on here, but
Well,
maybe not.
Maybe you've said that multiple times just in my life. But in 2025, I bought my first ever cologne, probably since I was like 13.
Here's the best part though, is you didn't just buy a cologne. It's genius. You bought the sample pack.
Well, I looked up like
Clean.
non-toxic
Yeah.
cologne. This brand called Henry Rose came up. They had good branding. I think
Which is owned by who?
like I want to say like Nicole Kidman or Michelle Pfeiffer. It's like one of those.
I want to say Gwyneth, but it's not her because it's not Goop. It might be Nicole Kidman.
It might
Is
be
that who it is?
Yeah.
It's one of they all kind of look
It's
the
like a
same.
blonde older actress.
actress.
Yeah.
Yes. It's-
Anyways,
anyway.
so got the sample pack. Have been going through that. Still have plenty of samples left, but I think I'm ready to make a commitment
Okay.
to 1 cent.
I love it.
And so I was Googling it, and I'm going to order it with my.
Oh, you didn't order yet?
No, I'm going to wait till my quarterly bonus hits.
Okay.
So I Googled that, and then I Googled riding electric lawnmowers, and I Googled a bunch of mowers. Here's my conundrum. I could mow my lawn. My lawn is
Good. Yeah. Okay.
the lawn is what, just over half an acre?
Yeah. It's like between one and
And I could
half
mow
and
it.
one.
I used to mow it because I lived here when I was a kid. As a teenager, I used to mow it, but we only had a push mower that my dad found on the side of the road. All the mowers he still has, he's found on the side of the road. Now, there's a part of me that wants to break generational curses and just buy a new mower that'll just work.
break the curse.
Yeah. Break the curse. Doop, doop, doop. But electric mowers, like battery powered riding mowers, I mean, any lawn mower that's like a zero turn is like $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
I text a guy that I know that does yards, and he does it for like $50 a pop.
A week.
Yeah.
Right.
But not because we don't mow our yard all year.
Not all year,
So,
but we
like-
do mow it every week. Sometimes even
So it would take
Well,
100 weeks of me paying him
right.
to pay off. I guess that is worth it to just buy the mower. Then.
It is. It comes down to it. Great. We want two things at once, and they both don't
Yeah.
fit. This is great conversation.
Anyways, so
But-
I'm
no, I know it's the same thing, and then it's like, well,
and
are
I'd like
we-
an electric one because we got solar, and so it basically is being charged for a very, very low amount
Yeah.
compared to buying gas.
Yeah.
Especially lately. Am I right? So yeah, I was Googling all mowers. If you have an electric zero turn mower, let me know if it's awesome or if it's terrible.
or if it's trash.
And then
I googled a lot of fish for a science thing we were doing.
I have another thing that I've been Googling a lot lately.
I also googled. Can you actually look up something for me? I hope it's not like a scary picture at first,
Okay.
but
If you're watching, we got a new setup. We can actually see the screen now.
okay. So this is what I Googled. OPAH, OPAH, fish size. Y'all, these fish,
Jeez Louise.
I need you to understand how large they are, which is why I was Googling their size. Like there's the guy in the blue shirt
That one? Or
down there. I feel like that one's definitely real. I'm sorry, what?
Here,
An Opa fish is insane looking in the first place. Weird, red, spotted, crazy town. But the size of these things
it's
is
just like the
wild.
size
And
of
I
this
would
guy's
just,
body.
yeah.
But
and
it
I
looks
don't know
like
how,
it would be like, it just looks like a regular fish blown up.
It does.
Like
You
it-
look at like a swordfish or any of these other really big fish that go fast and like, I don't feel like this guy's going very fast.
Right.
I feel like he's cruising and I feel like he's not all there. He looks kind of dumb, if I'm honest.
World's biggest fish.
Well,
Marlin.
whale sharks are technically a fish, so they would count.
World's biggest.
See, like that though, a marlin. Oh gosh, that document is so hard to see. But anyway, I had never really looked up an Opa fish before, and I don't trust you to scroll Google's images. Blah. Anyway, we're finishing up our.
Golly.
They're just crazy looking.
I feel
And
like
they
I watched
remind
a
me a
dude
little bit of
perfect-
like a sunfish. But again, if I was swimming, which again, I'm not swimming in the deep waters of an ocean, so it's fine. But if
That
that
thing-
thing swam by me or towards me, I maybe I wouldn't be as afraid as a shark because I, have more context.
oily bones.
Is that what it says? They are weird. They are very weird. Anyway, and it was
Whoa.
one of those. These are.
Like if 3 of those swam by me while I was in
I'm
the
just
water.
saying I might. I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would black out or if I would be paralyzed. Here's a fun segment we could do. Animal facts I don't care about, and it could be led by you. And then I could bring an animal fact to the table
And I could say,
of
well,
God's beautiful wild kingdom that He has made.
And I could tell you I care about that.
And you could say, you could determine then
Yeah.
if you care or don't
If
care.
I care or don't care.
Okay.
All right.
Challenge accepted.
Cared.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. Now, will I remember?
No. Isn't Opa like a grandpa name in another language?
Oh,
Or grandma? Or
Opa!
Opa! Is that, maybe that's what I'm thinking of? I don't know.
All right. The only other thing I Googled is now I'm on a kick.
Okay.
I'm on a little bit of a kick here where I am convinced that no one, or not no one, I won't paint with that broad of a brush,
Okay.
that very few people in Hollywood today aren't there because of some sort of nepotism.
Ooh. It's real. The crickets felt like the right time.
Because
Or
ev-
maybe this. True.
every time we're watching a show and I look
Or
up
anything.
look up someone and I don't even have to like deep dive. Like I can just
You're not on the dark web.
no, I'm not like a TikTok or Instagram like investigator where they're like, look at this and this email and this article and blah 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 blah.
Right.
Which I find those stories very fascinating. I'm
How
never
are
gonna,
they finding these people's emails?
well, the internet is forever, and I don't think people realize that it is forever.
Right.
You know, and so, but like when you start looking up celebrities and you like dig, like it's like, oh, they were the son of a famous composer, and his mom was a
Yeah.
casting director, and
Right.
you know his cousin is this person and this person
Yeah.
and this person. You realize like, oh, so like the story of just like going out to LA to make it is so crazy impossible. And I feel like maybe back
It's
in
not
the day,
impossible because it has happened.
But maybe
because
back in the-
like I know that like that's Chris Pratt's
Right,
story,
that's
and
true.
like it does happen to people. But I do think in the age of the internet, coupled with
yeah,
like it's why there's the phrase nepo baby.
yeah.
And it's like a real
Well,
thing.
and then I saw one of those like TikTok. It was on YouTube. This, I guess, the insufferable musician. What's her name? She always has like the like crazy makeup.
oh
What's her name? Chapel Roan.
yeah.
Okay, so she's in all sort. You ready?
I don't care about her, but I do know she's something.
So she's in all sorts of trouble.
Okay.
Because she's mean.
Okay.
Period. But she's always like complaining about people wanting to take pictures with her, and I'm like, get a different
you
job.
are incredibly famous.
Yeah, get a different job.
Yeah.
Yep. But I guess she was in Brazil And this kid walked by her table to like see if it was her at this like hotel lobby, and didn't take a picture, didn't ask her anything, just like, and then the security guard came and was like kind of like aggressive with this girl and her mom. Well, it turns out this girl is the stepdaughter or daughter of Jude Law.
Okay.
Her mom has remarried a famous like Brazilian soccer player.
Okay.
And they were in Brazil. So like
Okay.
that'd be like a security guard yelling at like Michael Jordan's wife
Right.
for his kid walking past.
Yeah.
And so she's in all sorts of trouble. But now it's caused the internet sleuths to go crazy.
Yeah.
And she's an Epo baby.
Yeah. Who?
Like Chaperone.
Oh.
Yeah. And she like, but like interviews as of late is like, I grew up poor, I grew up in a trailer, blah, blah, blah. And like, nope, just not true.
It's just a straight up lie?
Straight up lie. Her grandpa is like super rich. Like,
What?
I'm just like celebrityism and that kind of stuff is crazy. And it's like,
Well, we got started on it. I mean, I've always known this is like a thing, but we were watching the latest season of Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
Which is a great show. Love the show. I mean, there's some stuff I would change,
Yeah.
but I would feel that about almost any show.
Yep.
But I love Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
Deeply.
If they weren't on the show,
I wouldn't
trash.
care. Yes, but they carry the show.
Yeah.
And so they continue to carry me with it
Yes.
because it's fantastic. But anyway, this girl walks on screen and we're both like, man, she looks familiar. What has she been in?
And I was just like, it seemed like the worst casting ever.
Sort of.
That's how I
could have
felt.
been,
Yeah.
but it was, anyway, it's Jonah Hill's sister.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, there it is. Oh, Opa. There it is. Can we not look at the Opa fishes the whole time we have this conversation?
Okay.
Me personally. You can just go back to Google. Oh, now you're just Googling Google's logo. That's going to show up in your search history too. You're like, what is wrong with this poor man?
All right.
Okay, so today's main topic, the soup du jour, as some would say, drizzled with spicy
What
olive
is
oil.
that? That's the soup of the day. Ooh,
I'll have that. That
Sounds
sounds
lovely.
Is something we've talked about before in a sense, and something I've been sort of reiterating lately as I am back to posting on Instagram. And that is, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're doing it, people. Is this feeling of like, I want this, and also I want that. Like both are good, both make sense, but they don't actually coexist in real life. And it's not just like have your cake and eat it too. These are like big decisions.
Right.
Not
Because
just
I
like,
do want cake, but I
but I
also
also like don't want to look
300
like I
pounds.
eat cake.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm not, I mean, sure, you could boil this down to be things like that, but I'm talking about bigger things.
Yep.
And the main item on the table for me was the decision, which is coming up on 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in April that we changed our minds, not like in a negative way, changed our minds on adoption, not on our stance on adoption, but just
Right.
like we were pursuing that path. Then we decided to try to have baby number 4. I changed my mind. Shops open instead of shops closed, which was a crazy moment in our lives. And it was end of April or early May that I took a test and was like, oh my goodness, here we go.
Yeah, I was eating licorice.
Like an idiot in the kitchen when I was like, I have to tell you something before we go to the beach. But yeah, it could be anything. It could be like you feel like you're being pulled into a season of like really meaningful work or different work, which means less time at home or less time at home in the way that it has been for so long. You could just feel this like pull towards like, I think we're heading into a season of like a lot of stability and a lot of stuff, which means if you naturally gravitate towards like change and new things and wanting to try new stuff all the time, like you might have to set it down.
Right.
You know, it could be like, there's just so many examples. And I think that like, more recently, because again, I'm almost 2 years out from the decision to have another baby. And it was not long after that decision, or it was right around that decision that we had the long conversation about, if I'm having another baby, I'm leaving the internet.
Yep.
I'm leaving the internet in a work capacity to go be pregnant, have baby, have newborn. And that was a big decision.
Kick butt. Take names.
That was a big decision for us at the time. But T, do you feel like right now, where we are in life right now, do you feel like you have any personal examples of that tension of like, I just know something has to be set down, or like, again, not forever necessarily, but do you feel the crossroad decisions of like, honestly, both of these are pretty good?
I mean, I said the statement the other day that we've closed 3 businesses in 18 months. So yeah,
Do you feel it?
I feel like we're through it now. Like
Yeah.
they're closed. We're reorienting, like our lives in this sort of new layout, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I felt that tension basically the same time you were feeling your tension of like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to have a
Those
baby
2
and all that
years.
kind of stuff is like, I think all those conversations, which then if you like connect all the dots, it goes back to one integrated in Austin, where Jeremy talked about, building basically like your outpost.
Mm-hmm.
And where is that? And why are you picking the location that you're picking and all this kind of stuff? And that was
Yeah.
like, I think the tension started on that day. And I can speak because I know it also started on that day for Jeff Bethke. Like that, we were in the same room at the same time. We both lived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And we both ended up moving to different places because, and if I think obviously the Lord kind of guided us, but he guided us through that conversation that we had right there. And so the tension started there, and I think it just built, not in a bad way, not in like
Not in like a things are getting worse
Yeah, like-
tension, but
like-
just like
yeah,
you
like-
feel it more and more and more.
yeah, just like every, if we know that something has to change, like when it doesn't, you feel the tension of it not. And so, yeah, I would say that now though, being through all that stuff, it's the first time in a long time that I'm like, oh man, like I still have like stress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it-
I feel like the path, or again, it could be the next few months, it could be the next few years. I feel like the path forward suddenly feels much clearer. I feel like if it's a literal path I'm walking on right now, I do not feel like I'm carrying a giant machete hacking down thorns. I feel like I'm just
Right.
walking a little,
Yeah.
it's a little more clear
Yeah.
where I'm going right now.
Yeah, it's stable in the idea. Like, and I think a big part of that for me has always been sort of a financial stability. Cause
Yeah.
like, and again, we pick careers that were not financially unstable, but they're financially
like
risky.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you got to make your own money and make sure that there's enough of it and
Yeah.
and all the steps. And so,
Yeah.
but then even through that tension that started with that talk all the way till baby move, new career, I still picked a career that is not considered financially stable in
Right.
terms of like,
Because it's commission.
because it's commission and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But the path does feel clearer. It feels like, yeah, coming out of 2025 and even early 2026, I was still shipping orders. Like the office was still set up like a warehouse.
Yeah.
I was still doing all that stuff. It feels like, and then March, for some reason, this month feels like the last month of change to me.
Interesting.
And and maybe it's because like now my mind is now geared more quarterly,
yeah.
that it's like I hit a good tier in the first quarter, but it was like mostly on installs from last year's work.
Yeah.
And now my pipeline is a little like more vacant because I got a lot of stuff installed. And so it's like April feels like the first like, okay, now I just sell solar. Like my wife
Yeah.
writes books. I record a couple of podcasts with her and one with my friend. And then I just sell solar and I'm
Yeah.
a dad. And like, it just feels for the first time in a long time, like there's no big change coming.
Yeah. Which feels really nice.
And again, like we live, hopefully we don't grip it too tightly or take it lightly, but like this idea that like if a big change did come and like, I just, I won't actually say that. I don't think I can share that news.
yeah.
But if a big change was coming, I think we would adjust and deal with
Yeah.
it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it feels like right now we're entering a season of like some stability, and like the biggest change might be like putting outlet covers
Hey.
or like getting an electrician to like
We're doing it, people.
wire the house to actually make it some of the stuff work. And so it's
Yeah.
like those feel like such small changes.
Yeah.
amidst the last 24 months of gigantic changes.
Absolutely gigantic. Yeah. And I think something I've really like been thinking about lately is how much of the conversations you and I are having, right? The quarterly planning session we had in the car on the drive home that we were talking about on the members episode. Just so many of these conversations we've having, they're just like, it's just adult life. And I don't want to say that like, here I am at 39 realizing I'm an adult, because that's not true. But so much of it is just, I think when you're younger, even in like high school, college, you have so often, I'll try not to be too broad, but so often at that age, you sort of have the luxury of thinking a little more black and white. And it's like, what college am I going to go to? Let me pick the right college. Like, let me make the right choice, as if one supersedes all in like this crazy way. And I just feel like the older you get, the more you realize, man, there's like 7 really good choices on the table. And it's learning to sort of decipher and determine what matters most and what matters right now and all this stuff. It feels rare that there's just like an absolutely crystal clear.
Right.
I mean, it can happen.
Yeah.
It absolutely can. But so often it's just like, okay, this is really good. And this is really good.
I mean, even when we were discussing,
what are you and I going to do?
Yeah. Moving from Hawaii.
Yeah. Hawaii's great.
Fantastic.
Pennsylvania's great for 2 different reasons.
Tennessee seems great.
Seems great.
Arizona feels great. Like there were a couple options that we had on the table.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like, and that's where it's like, like people sometimes have that conversation about like, is there one soulmate for me out there?
Right.
And it's like, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You could probably marry
I think you
50
could,
people
I think
in the
there's,
world and
right.
it'd work out pretty well.
Right. Yeah.
But, and that's where it's like, are we just trusting that the Lord is guiding us and making those right decisions?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you feel like that feeling of like, these are both good, or again, you could be holding more than 2 things. Do you feel like that feeling, the tension of that feeling of trying to admit, what do we want and what's happening right now and what matters right now? Do you feel like that all that tension got more, I don't know how to phrase it, after we had kids? Or do you feel like you felt that pre-kids?
No, it definitely becomes more when your family grows and there's people depending on you for sure. Because like, I feel like
we
were like wild.
We had all the time in the world. We were like, let's just do both. Both of these things are good. And it was like, so rarely did you have to set something down.
And I think it's also just like a matter of like bandwidth, which I don't love that for, like, it's such like a corporate-y phrase. Like,
right. But like, I know what you mean by that.
Let's use the phrase bandwidth. It's like,
capacity.
Like I'll use this promotion that I'm waiting to hear about.
Yeah.
Like, if I get the promotion, that would be good. If I don't get that promotion, I'm still in a career that is good.
Yeah.
And that, but what I feel is the tension of not
sitting
knowing.
in the waiting
of like,
yeah.
And I think sitting there, and again, if they stretch this out for another 6 months, like that would be brutal. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're going to do that, but
it's like, I think what we feel as we get older is like, part of us kind of knows the decision we're supposed to make. I think a lot of people kind of already know. And so we just sit in the tension, almost trying to convince ourselves that we need to make the decision that the Lord has put before us.
Yeah.
With this sort of like the argument of like, well, both are good,
Right.
But it's like, if I find out today I didn't get the promotion, like I would be bummed a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'd actually probably feel some sort of relief either way, because it's like,
now you just know.
Now I know. Now
there
I
is
can just
always
go. Yeah.
Typically relief in a decision being made.
And so I think when you're younger, you just do both, because there isn't a lot of other tension in your life. Like, maybe paying your bills or like, whatever. But like when you're younger, you're more carefree. You don't have people depending on you. And so like we have people depending on us to feed them lunch, to feed them breakfast, to feed them dinner, to make sure their teeth are brushed and their hair is combed and they're showered and bathed and all that kind of stuff. And so when we add the tension of another decision, it just feels like it's an exponential amount of tension, because there's already all this other tension.
I think it's very natural for us, all of humanity, to try to just escape or avoid the tension. And I will shout out us. I feel like we've gotten a lot better and a lot faster at, we don't want to sit in this tension.
Right.
Now, we don't rush things. I'm not like, just make a decision.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
We're moving to
Right.
Sacramento.
We're changing everything.
Yeah.
Like, not that, but
I
it's
do
like,
feel like maybe we fell into that category a little bit more when we were younger.
probably.
Yeah.
Because again, if we weren't feeling the weight of these decisions as much because we had more freedom and flexibility. But yeah, I think so often that tension is very uncomfortable. And it is. And so I think we stall, we overthink, we delay.
Yeah.
I think there was a season in our lives, like around the 2018, 2019, somewhere in there, that like you and I were looking for a version where we just didn't have to choose.
Yeah.
So we just think like, so we kind of stay busy and we just avoid the decision entirely. And I think the point where I would go, there it is, like we're up the side and now we're coming down the other side or whatever sound bite you want to use for like, that's when everything changed. I wouldn't say that everything changed when we finally chose the path. It came a day before, a week before, however long before, when we had a conversation and we got really honest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was the like spark or what, I don't know what word to use, where it
Well,
was like
moving back here, like when I was
like the hardest part wasn't choosing. I wasn't like, Hawaii or Pennsylvania or Nashville. The hardest part was like crying on the floor, admitting, I don't think we're here forever.
Yeah.
Of telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think the hardest part is choosing. I think the hardest part is admitting I can't keep everything.
Right.
I can't pursue having a fourth baby, doing that to my body, thinking about maybe I'm going to need another voice surgery, homeschooling our girls, all this kind of stuff, and be on the internet full time.
Right.
Once I admitted all that, the decision was super easy. I'm going to go have a baby and we're all going to be fine. But it's like just back up a few steps before the like final decision being made. And again, I feel like it kind of becomes clear if you're willing to tell the truth and get like really honest about
and I think,
all of it. I was so nervous. Do you remember I had the dry erase marker and I came into the office and I wrote the 3 options of like, let's try on the dress of having a baby. Let's say I'm pregnant.
Right.
Option 1. Nothing changes. I keep doing the same thing and slowly drown. Number 2, I do like a hybrid, right? Where it's like, maybe I'm not on as much, but I'm still doing try-ons. And I was like bullet point writing down with the Sharpie, or not the Sharpie. Gosh, not the Sharpie. With the dry erase. we had to move and burn the house down. Anyway, I had the dry erase marker on the mirror. And then I remember like shaking and hesitating. And then I was like, or option 3, I just am done. And I started bawling. Mm-hmm. And it was like, decision was made.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big like pros and cons
I was like,
list.
well, erase everything you don't want to do. And
I erased everything but the podcast. Yeah.
Which keeping the podcast led to the book.
100%. And so I think with that tension, that feeling of like, I feel like I'm being pushed towards making a decision, and I either don't know what to do, or I feel like I'm leaning one way, but I should be leaning, like all that internal swirl over all that. I think that tension, I do not think the goal is to skip the tension. Is to speed through your life or have some sort of hack or whatever so that you avoid the tension, because I think the tension is super clarifying.
Right.
I think it was in that tension time and time again for me and you in so many different scenarios that the like chairs behind were formed and talked about, and that led to such a confident decision then, or a peace-filled decision. I just feel like that tension reveals so many things.
Right.
And if we can remember that and just learn to recognize the tension for what it is, it's like, this is a period, however long that period is, of like,
But I will also say that I think there's an element though, as like you tell the truth, you give it to God, like I do think that tension period can shorten.
Yes, I do.
I do. Like, so like, the first time
which is
we
what I
shut
was
down
shout
Walk
out
in
us
Love,
that I feel like we've gotten better at.
First time we shut down Walk in Love, it took a year.
I feel the tension.
It took a year, like a
year
full
of tension.
year of tension.
Yeah.
When we moved, it was like 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days of this tension.
Our window has gotten shorter, but it's always there. I always feel the tension creeping in, and I go, oh boy, we're about to change.
And it can
something.
be really easy to like, just be like, okay, I'm going to, shut it out by just binging entertainment or, eating or whatever, like whatever your sort of like vice is.
Yeah.
But that never deletes the attention. It just prolongs it. And
Yeah.
And the hope is that as you walk with the Lord and as you spend more and like Brooke and I have spent more and more time together, we understand each other better and better. Like I understand what she wants better and better as we spend more and more years together. Our kids understand what we as parents want more and more the older they get. They listen better, they react better, they jump
They're
into
learning,
action. And so it's like that is how it should look as we learn how to make decisions, as we learn how to decide between two good things.
Yeah.
Or sometimes two bad things. Like it can.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes
like-
you're like, man, these are the two options.
and they're both terrible. But like,
Yeah.
it's like, but that's the only way forward.
Right.
And our hope and our goal is that like, as we learn how to communicate better and better and understand the longings of our heart more deeply and intimately, and the longings of our spouse's heart more deeply and intimately, that we can't skip that we don't skip the tension, but we can get to it and get into it and get to the
Yes.
17 chairs behind and know what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
Decide really well, give it to the Lord and move on.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people spend years or months or days or weeks wasted in this like, well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, well, you actually probably do.
Probably.
Yeah. And you got to just call that person. Like, and that's what you got to do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
put your big boy
Because
pants
I feel
on
like
and-
you and I sat in an almost 2-year season of tension, but not out of, it's like two different little versions of tension, sort of like not out of like, we don't know what to do. It was more just like, whoa, that felt like a lot of change.
Right.
Maybe I should phrase it that way. And so all that change came after the 6 months, 8 months of
Yeah.
like tension, if you will, on like, are we moving? What is happening?
I mean, we
where
knew
are
we were
moving?
moving. It was just a matter of like, Lord, where
When
do
and
we
where.
go? Yeah.
Yeah.
When and where do we go?
Yeah. And I think again, back to the like when you're younger and everything you can afford things being more black and white, and I'll use college, everybody asks, well, like, what do you want? What do you want?
Yeah. Where do you want to go to school?
Where do you, and again, I'm not saying that's like a bad
Right.
question, but I do think that it's as you get older and as I think you add kids into the mix, it's less about what I want. And I'm not saying I negate anything that I want, but I feel like, and this is the conversation we had about, am I having a baby or am I going to keep working? It was, I kept using the phrase, I need to set this down, because I think that the phrase of setting something down or stepping away and setting down is that's how I felt, because I felt like, well, if I choose this other path, I'm picking it up and carrying it.
Right.
And that feels heavy or that feels whatever. And so it came down to a question of like, in choosing between two good things of like, what am I willing to carry right now? And then it became so much more obvious that like, I want to be carrying literally another child.
Yeah.
And I just think as you get older and older, life is shaped a little less by just like, well, what do you want? It's your wedding day. What do you want?
Right, yeah.
Which again, on a wedding day, great, ask that question. But it's like, we take that concept and we just copy paste it onto any other decision making later in life. And it's not that simple.
No.
It's not just, well, what are your
And-
favorite colors? Put it on your invitation. Like it's not that. It's more like, what are we willing to set down? What are we willing to pick up and carry?
And what do you want is it's a question you ask a child.
Yeah.
It's not a question you should be
Or
asking
what do you
yourself.
want for dinner? Like,
Yeah.
what do you actually want? And again, I think it's a great thing to teach as somebody who often negates her preferences.
Right.
And I have learned to actually name what
we're
I
talking
want.
about a very
It's
gray,
very valuable.
Yeah, like,
I'm not talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm saying what I want is to have zero sickness when pregnant, to not have to have a C-section, to
Right.
not risk my voice, to like, that's what I want.
Right.
But it's like, that's not on the table for discussion.
Right.
It's like, what am I
You
willing
did get one of those.
I did get one of those. Like, what am I willing to carry right now? And so I just think so much of it for me and you, so many times, the real work comes in not necessarily that final decision, but it comes in the conversations that happen around that tension. This like, hey, I remember going on so many walks around the Maui neighborhood and being like, I know we're not deciding today. I'm not asking either of us to make a decision today. I know that that's not where we are, but we do need to keep telling the truth about where we're at and where we feel like we're being led, and name it really clearly. And then we're going to sit with it the rest of the day because that's all we could do at that point.
Right.
And the next day we'd go on a walk. How you feeling about all
Yeah.
this? How you feeling about all that? Yep. Don't feel like we have a decision yet. But
Right.
like we just kept naming it and telling the truth about it, which was to each other and in our prayer life and like really admitting, man, I really, really wish we were closer to family, but I also really don't want to move. Like, what do I do with that,
Yeah.
Lord? Like, and so I think so much, it's like, it's the surrender, right? Of not just admitting, I don't know what to do.
Right.
I mean, you can still admit that in your prayers and stuff. Like, I don't know what to do, but I think it's so powerful, the surrender of like, I want both, but I know that I can't have both.
Right.
Now, what do I do?
Right.
Versus just like, what do I do, Lord? I'm at a path in the woods and I don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
Like it's not a Robert Frost moment per se.
And I think what it also helps is as you make tougher decisions as you get older and, you know, you decide between two good things or two bad things or, you know,
two hard things or two, whatever. Yeah.
You start to recognize that perfect peace that surpasses all understanding that God talks about.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had moments where we've really felt that even in the midst of like we decided to move 3,000 miles, you know, and it was like, be like, how do you feel? I'm like, great.
Feel great.
You know,
Yeah.
we decided to move back. How do you feel? I feel great.
pretty good.
You know, I'm going to be sad. Like there's
Yeah.
going to be elements that I'm going to miss, lots of elements that I'm going to miss,
Yeah.
most elements I'm going to miss. But it's like that perfect peace surpasses all of that sort of natural understanding.
Yeah.
That.
And I think so often we pray for clarity around situations like that, which again, pray for it. That's great. But I think we think that clarity is going to come, right? Like we are standing at a crossroads in the woods. And do I go this or do I go that? And it's like we think there's going to be like a light bulb or a shining light that's going to just illuminate the right choice. Ding, 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 ding. Now I have clarity. And I just don't think it's it. I think clarity so often doesn't come in the actual act of choosing. It comes a few steps before that on the path that you're on in telling the truth first, because it was when I wrote option 3 on the board or on the mirror, that was the moment the decision was made.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in there trying to say, hey, we're making a decision today.
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Which path are we choosing? You know, it wasn't even that. I was just willing to be honest about where I felt like my capacity was. And it was in that honesty that our decision was kind of made for us.
Yeah. It was the same thing again, basically about a year ago, deciding that it was our last year for Walk in Love. Like it was just like, I was just being honest. Like,
right.
This is run its course.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And let's move.
And then it made it easier
Yeah.
to move forward in the decision-making process because we were working from a place of like, we've really talked about this and all the feels around all of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I know that hindsight always like is easier or feels better, but looking back 2 years on the conversation in the office about having another baby and being done with the internet, which led to moving and all these things, like, gosh, it was a wild 2 years. So I'm not like, it was so easy. The decision was so great. And like, I don't mean it like that, but you better believe I feel so confident in it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the Lord was at work then when I was crying on the office floor, and he is at work right now, leading us down like, and I it's like you look back and when I look back, I don't see it just as one massive decision where I was choosing between two good things.
Right.
I look back now and I see it as like, it was this long series of all these honest moments and hundreds of micro decisions within that.
Right.
That really absolutely like changed so many things in the last like 2 years. 'Cause yeah,
our lives are pretty different now, but they're not. But at the same time, that's the cool part about like, you know, some of the other stuff we talk about, rhythms, like
yeah,
the career is different. The packaging's different. The amount of people is different.
yeah.
The layout of the house is different. The weather's different, but like our lives are actually
So
pretty
much of it is similar
because of how
which is
we've
So
decided the technology we've decided to live with in
Yeah.
terms of the rhythm.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you're feeling like, ooh, that's me. I've been in that tension. I can feel the tension coming. We're headed into it. We've been in it for 2 years. Lord, get us out of it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like, I just think even if you still truly don't know what to do yet, I think if you can name what's true, give it to the Lord, have honest conversations, I do think you're closer than you think. I think that is the right path to coming to a conclusion. And so, yeah, I hope that that's encouraging. I hope that that's helpful. I have a super short little prayer. But yeah, just things I've been thinking about as I'm like, oh my goodness, it is almost April. April marks 2 years. That's just wild to me. Do you have anything to add, T, before I read my very short
No, I think that's
little
it.
prayer?
I think that's great.
Okay. All right, here we go. So, God of wisdom and limits, you see what I'm holding, the things I want and the things I'm afraid to lose. Help me be honest before I try to be decisive. Give me clarity where I need it and peace where I don't have it yet. Amen. All righty.
Are you going to set her up? Thank you for being here.
Oh gosh, is that me now?
Yeah, well.
Sure. Thank you for being here. Thanks for making us a part of your week.
Okay, I love you. Bye.